Just a reminder, today's conference is being recorded.
So, hello everybody, to a new session of my XStepCafe. Today I'd like to wrap up some of the things I have covered in the blog lately, and maybe also one or two things more. Raghu has posted some things, or sent me a mail. Let's see how far we will come. You notice that I have removed all this polling stuff here from this page. The reason why I did that is because on the blog I can do this much nicer and also offline, so you can go there anytime, and I will show that just in a minute. And saying that, I'll switch over to my presentation mode and share my screen. So you should see my screen right now. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, correct.
So here's my blog, and what I have added just today is a new section here, which is called Polls, where I have two questions right now where you can vote, so that I can have a better overview on some topics, and you can also create comments if you would like to see some more polls or other questions handled. And you can vote here and view results. Of course, now there's nothing there today because it's very fresh. So that's something I added new here. Just yesterday I posted a new blog. It's nothing to do with XSteps or so, but because I was so excited about the Apple's iPad, I posted a blog here about this nice piece of hardware, whether you can think of this as a tool for manufacturing as well.
Stuart, am I on?
Pardon?
Sorry, Alexandra is in.
Oh, hi Alexandra, how are you?
Fine.
Okay, so that was about the blog, and now I want to jump into some of the topics I have posted here since my last session. And if you have any additional questions, please go ahead and ask me. If not, I'll just continue with that. So the first one is I'd like briefly to show this 40-character material texting, so that you see it also live on the system, what I mean here. And first of all, I need to go here to get my data and show what I meant here. So that's an order here where I maintain the process instruction here, two instructions, and I did it in a sort of dummy way. So this is a custom characteristics, which I didn't evaluate automatically. I just validated it manually, and so you can see this is the normal material short text, which is only evaluated 30 characters wide. This one would be the other one, and so if you want to join these nicely together, all you have to do here is in the text, go to change editor, it takes some time here. So these are these symbols that you have to edit, and basically I have to do it again because I'm not in a change mode. So let's go back into change mode here, because sometimes it's not so evident what to do there if you're maybe new to that. So I'm just going in here again into this long text, change the editor, there you go. There's here this button here, the plus button, with which you can add these symbols. So what you have to do here is just to enter this, well, this 30, for example, which I already did. So that's what you have to do, and then confirm. And I just did it twice with the 20 and the 30 characteristics. And 20 and 30, that's of course the line number. So these two. So that means that I will then see it nicely joined together. And I can show it to you here. Hold on. That's it here. Oh. Ah, there it is. So, and here you see that although it's two characteristics, they look like just one field. And the second thing I wanted to show is another order. Is how simple it is with the XSteps. So here I have another order with XSteps maintained, and let's just delete this here. And you can see here I have these parameters, and the important thing is that you use here this long text characteristic for the material description, so not the material short text, but a long text characteristic, and then you just do this valuation automatically, and it will do what you want it to do.
But the XStep example is different from the old example.
Of course, yes, it's much easier.
It's not much easier. It takes dynamically the text from the material text, which is the long text, or it could take the long text, which is for the characteristics. And in the previous example, you added manually a fixed text.
Exactly, and that's the nice part here. So because this symbol here, the symbol valuation, is actually not restricted to 30 characters, and because I've chosen here a characteristic which is a long text characteristic, the symbol valuation really takes all what it gets into that characteristic, into that, exactly into that long text. Was that what you meant?
In the old or in the 4.6c example, you have the problem if you want to automatically assign the material text through user exit, you have to create a characteristic.
Exactly, yes.
This is maximum 30 characteristics, and you cannot fill it with 40. And here you can...
Exactly, and that was my example that I showed here. Yeah, no problem. It's just my example how to do it even without XSteps, so that it looks nicely, and that's what I wanted to show. So this is this characteristics, which you have to evaluate, of course, automatically with this user exit, so that you just take characters 31 to 40, which is valued here into that, and then you paste these together with such a construct.
And will there a problem if in the user exit this is empty?
I'm
Sometimes
not sure, but
get problems if I have a characteristic.
In the user exit, you must make sure that this value assign flag is set, and I don't know it by heart, but there's something you have to do in the user exit. Also, not only evaluate the field, but there's also one other field that you have to set with an X, I think. So you have to flag it so that the system knows that it is valuated. Yeah, because if something is not valuated, I think it throws an error. Yeah, so that's one thing to look out for. Exactly.
You cannot create it if it's not valuated. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And what I did here as well is I gave you also an example here of a piece of code here which you could use for this user exit here. And I think, there it is. I think that's the that's the place where I set this flag to evaluate it.
Yeah.
But no guarantee and nothing here on this coding, as I mentioned also in the blog. So this is all without warranty. Okay. Any more questions on this?
No.
Okay. So I'll briefly set my flag here in the recording. Maybe in another session I can show an example of what this means here, how you can benefit from this. Let's share the screen again. So next thing is I wanted to show what I meant with this offline environment, which I described also in the other post here. So this is a folder here on my desktop where I have a sample XML, which looks like this. It's downloaded from the ERP system and enhanced with this line here, where I reference to a certain style sheet, XSL style sheet here. And when I double click on it, it will choose that style sheet, and that style sheet is basically down here. So it's the same style sheet here. I'll double click here, and I see the layout of the PI sheet just offline. Yeah. I've got several limitations there, so I've mentioned them also in the blog. So there, for example, you don't have any drop-down things here because they are dynamically taken from the back end here. Also, these icons here, I've just noticed, they are also dynamically displayed or hidden. So you will just see all of those here. Of course, this is that's a little piece of JavaScript code to show the HTML which is behind that here. Of course, clicking on a button here does not really do anything here, and also calculations will not work. But the look and feel is there, so you can see how it looks like here. And you can just do it. You have your XSL code in an editor, and then you can just refresh this whenever you change something here.
So my issue is if I do a double click on that file, I just get some coding in the browser window.
Mm-hmm. Strange. And you did enter this section here?
Yeah, I did it, and
okay.
Yeah, it's more or less this is what I see then in the browser window.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Strange. Maybe it's a browser setting.
That could be. I don't know.
Are you using the Internet Explorer as well, or another one?
Yeah, Internet Explorer.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it has something to do with MIME type or encoding stuff. I'm not sure about that. So it always worked for me. Strange. Maybe I get some feedback from other people whether that works for them. So you downloaded all the images there as well?
Yes, I did it all. I described it.
Was it a hard time because you had to do it one by one? Was it?
To be honest, it was one of the most painful things I ever did.
I can imagine, but very sorry. I'm maybe I can talk with people and we could sort of officially publish this, but I'm not sure. And I definitely I'm not doing it in my private blog here to do that.
Only 55 files, so
just
spend an hour and you are done.
Yes. And the nice trick I also explained in the blog is to add this part here to the file name, so that you don't have to edit your XSL file here. So there are lots of I find here sub R3, for example, pictures like these here, these little things here. So they are all over the place, and you would have to search and replace for all these things to make it run, and you have to do it reverse when you want to upload it again into ERP. So that's the elegant thing here. All right. So I hope you figure it out eventually. Maybe you have some more a web technical guy around you who can have a look at this. I don't have any idea why this is not working with your example.
No, never mind. That's
okay. Any other questions on this? Okay. Then I'll, what do I do next? First, go here and there. So the next thing maybe, Raghu, you asked about, well, 2 questions about organization of the standard XStep repository and also best practice on usage of XSteps. Before we dive into that, maybe I'll show again some things which are available even today here. First thing is, of course, when you look at this repository here, is the SXS library. So that's also an example of best practice if you want. Yeah. That's first, and you can download them from the SDN. Maybe I can also post a blog there so that you have the link there as well. Another thing is we have also, if you have an IDIS system or an IDIS client on your system, you can check here. There's in plan 3100. There's also a structure which I created a few years before. With also some examples here, a little bit similar to the SXS library, and also a sort of sample structure how you could do it here, organize the XSteps. I also heard from someone, a customer, that they are using a customer which is actually using this pilot node, which we offered for a cross-plant repository. And there, and when you use a cross-plant repository, there they structure them below this root node, different folders for each plant, one folder, where they put standard XSteps there and organize it there in a way. Yes, this is one thing. And yes, please.
Arne?
Yes.
Yeah. And you said that the one folder for each plant, and is that okay for have multiple folders within the same plant to have a bunch of instructions workstation specific? It's basically a control recipe destination specific.
Sure. That's a good idea. I mean, it depends from the customer. How they want to organize it, really, but it's really a good idea, or it should be really mandatory to think beforehand how you want to structure this, and then to keep to that structure. And one guidance would be to have, or you can do it for several areas like production or packaging.
Okay.
For example. Or you can even beforehand have it by plant, and then in the plant by production, packaging, or other things. You can have general modules which are sort of overall the same. And a good example for that is a material list, which probably is everywhere the same. So that's some of the things you could do there.
My idea is have a separate folder for each plant. Then within that folder, there is, like you said, the packaging area, the mixing area, the kitchen area. Within that kitchen area, there are multiple destinations, like workstations. So the final bunch of instructions is going to be the workstation. So inside the sub-process area, like for a kitchen area, we have multiple bunch of instructions attached to one standard repository, one XStep. Standard X.
Yes.
Then the one standard X is referred to the in master recipe. So whatever you changes to the bunch of instruction anywhere is going to carry out all over the master recipes attached to that,
okay,
right?
So you have prepared a sort of an overall SXS which contains other modules.
The
best practice thing that you put in every recipe.
Yeah.
Mm. Yes, that's also good idea. Mm. Any other questions to that? I have one more thing, by the way, to show. You might probably, when we're talking about best practice, you might want to have a look at also the best practice which SAP is offering. So if you go to help.sap.com, you've got here this link best practices. You have industry packages, and you've got pharmaceuticals, and there you've got documentation. You can go to this documentation and let's go to this one here maybe. And you see business information and pre-configured scenarios, I think, and let's see there. I think it's that one here, solid dosage forms. That's the one with the PI sheet here, and yeah, there it describes this certain best practice process. So it's best practice overall. It's not only XSteps, of course. And I'm not sure whether the XSteps are really also documented here, but for sure in the newest version of the best practice, and I just show it to you in an instant. You have also XSteps, and it looks like this. Hold on. Yeah. So that's, of course, normally a customer wouldn't do it like this, so that they have a folder for a material and then organize it under a material. So this is just for this best practice here. But still, you've got some of these standard XSteps, which are also cover some normal stuff like phase start and phase finish with some confirmations and layout example, goods receipt as an example.
Yeah.
They are some years old right now, so they are maybe not very sophisticated, but also this best practice for pharmaceuticals would be a source of information for such a thing.
Arne?
Yes.
Here the organize like same kind of instructions, like for general instruction 1, 2, 3, 4, and everything goods receipt, different type of goods receipt instructions in same folder. But this is, we can keep it as a general folder, global folder. Then when you go for plant specific, we can copy this instruction for workstation specific and bundle it together for one standard XStep, right?
Sure. Yeah, that's totally up to you also whether you want to do it like this or not. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure. Any other comments on this?
And Arne, do you have any best practice thing for the maintaining the folder authorization to access the people? This is like, yeah.
No, not at this time. I'll note that down. Okay, maybe I'll come up some days later with it. Okay. Any other comments on this from other people? No?
Maybe for me.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did in our current project, so we make a plant specific folder, and below that we have organized the XStep like confirmation, phase status for packaging.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a mix of general folders and process specific folders, which works quite okay for the customer.
That's Evonik, is it?
Nope.
No?
To you about that.
Okay. Right. You're not allowed to tell the name.
Yeah, not right now.
Okay. Okay. I believe there are really many ways how you can organize it, and I don't think there's one golden rule to do it. Yeah. There are certain things you should do, but there's some flexibility, of course, and it's just a folder structure. Okay. And any other things somebody wants to ask? Other topics? This is not the case. Yes.
Perhaps a general point. One of our main problems for the future will be sophisticated weigh and dispense area like you have presented. Is there any chance that SAP will, let's say, present in XStep a similar tool or enhancement like you showed with your customer-specific weigh and dispense area? Because whenever I do have discussions about XStep technology, all are asking for I can present them, let's say, a basic OPC-driven weigh and dispense, but whenever they see your example, they are asking, okay, that's what we want. That's the problem.
Yes. So first of all, just a general comment. I cannot comment on any plans we might have in the future. So I cannot also promise something at all. But what I can do is talk about what is available as of now, and now I have to first of all check where this is. Because there's a consulting solution available. There it is, yeah. So basically, it started when I started with an implementation at a German customer where we offered this as a solution, and then we started to package it sort of together with the ERP product and the PI sheet, of course, as a service bundle, and that's this weigh and dispense consulting solution. And it's in German. Oh, too bad. I don't know.
That's okay.
Whether I have an English version. Yeah. No, I don't have an English version, so it's probably not a good idea to put this here on this session here. But I can give a contact there, and I can maybe also write a blog post for that. So that's what we have currently as an offer. Yeah.
Could you please forward me the PowerPoint presentation?
Sure.
It's possible.
I'll do that. And
I would survive the German version.
Yeah, I know, Peter. But maybe I find a link also on an official page, and I can create a new blog post to point to that official document, because that's a presentation which is not maybe on the actual version. So I might also point you to the consulting area. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. Other comments on this? Okay. Next thing I have on my agenda is it was a question. Basically, someone posted to me about external system, and I found out that the mapping is not very well known between the tables you find in ERP for these characteristics you have there in an external control SAP, and what finally comes out in the PIPCS interface. And I'll try to where is it? Here. So what we have here, maybe at first I'll have a look at the at a table here, which is the COFV, where you have all these values of characteristics. There are basically three tables, and I show you an example of this mapping. And the question there actually was, well, for characteristics like numerical characteristics like the material quantity, it's not evaluated, and they were looking at this field only. And let's have a look whether no, that's not. I find an example just quickly. But basically, if the thing is, if you have a numeric characteristic, it is evaluated only here on this field, so this here and not that one. So if it's a text characteristic, it is evaluated here, and if it's a string characteristic, it's validated. Well, no, it's validated here, right? So that's the thing. Yeah. So that's the fields where the value is actually in. Too bad I don't have one example here.
Yeah, Arne?
Yes?
Yeah, usually I look at this table, and when you look at that, the evaluator, the numeric character, it looks like a blank, then you can find the value in the next column.
Exactly. And I created a small document, and I plan to post this as well, which looks like this. So you see here on the left side, you see the structure which comes out after PIPCS. And here you see the ERP database tables. So here tables. So that's the general header table. This is the table where you find the instruction data, and this is the table where you find the real detailed data. And all these yellow marked fields, they are a little bit special. So all white ones, it's really the same field name as well, which you find on one side or the other. But here you see that one. That's the name of the characteristic. It's actually here you only find the internal number and not text. So here it is mapped against the characteristic name, and that is based on the internal number which you find also here on this field. So it's not exactly on that table. And here, as I just explained, it either takes that one here, or it takes that one in case of a numeric value. Yeah. And also here there are some different names only, so that's nothing serious. It's just a different naming here, because in the old days many fields were abbreviated with a German term. Yeah, that's what I wanted to mention as well here. Any questions on this? Comments? Okay. Yeah, so the last thing I want to show, and I'll just switch over again here. Is the following. Let me first clean up things a little bit on my desktop. So okay. So in the last year and several months, I was quite busy with an MII template. So MII is one of our solutions for manufacturing integration and intelligence, and MII also offers the possibility to create composite applications. So really, decentralized applications which run on a local MII server, and we wanted to create an extensive template which is called MII for batch manufacturing, and it offers 3 roles: production supervision, shift supervision, and operator, with a lot of stuff here, and we will also publish it via SDN here. But what I want to just demonstrate as one part of this package is work instructions. And so this is looks like this. You see here, in this case, an order which has been downloaded to MII, and for the ERP system, this MII system is just like an external system. So what do we have here? Let's just enter on that system here. Number. And this was based on a piece of work a partner of us did. A partner is called Trebing Himstedt, and they have this piece of work where they used a certain set of process instructions, and that is to make very clear. So you have to exactly create those process instructions with the same naming like these. So the same name like these, because that's sort of the trigger point down in the MII system to know, okay, this is an element for a material list item, and also the structure of these things here is pretty much fixed. It has only several variable parts, of course, for example, like a quantity like that, or as a text. And there are other examples which, with some maybe long text or so. Maybe maybe that one here. No. That's just a text here, or an instruction here, which is just a long text, and of course this can also be changed, but again the category has to be the same. And then if you do that, you can create a control recipe, and that's then downloaded to MII via the PI-PCS interface, and then you'll have it here buffered down in the MII system, and you can sort of work offline on this work instruction. I'm going to show you how this looks like. Like I select this, and a new window comes up like this, and it's, of course, looks a little bit like the PI sheet here. You've got things like this. So a material list here where you can enter things. First, you have to set it from view to edit. Yes?
I've seen this kind of presentation from Kai Jeschke in Bensheim, and the problem I see is that once you enter in a separated production environment, which is an MII environment, a value, usually you want to check if the value is true. For example, if your batch isn't out of shelf life or something like that. But if you are in a decentralized system, you do have 2 possibilities. One is to provide the decentralized system with this data, or the other is to do a remote function call or whatever to SAP system.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's of course that's a trade-off. I mean, there are scenarios, or there are customers who are well aware of that, and they just want to have this flexibility to sort of have an offline manufacturing capability. I also know a lot of customers who really like the integrated scenario, and they say, okay, our ERP is up all the time, and I don't have any problems with that. So it's just an offering as an MII template for customers who really are keen on this decoupling of certain manufacturing functions.
Because you do have the other possibility that in your original, let's say, centralized PI sheet, you integrate, let's say, graphics or things from MII, which you already presented. For example, you showed us the utilization of a resource and such stuff inside the PI sheet. Now
sure.
you're going the other way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just an example what can be achieved.
Okay.
If needed. I understand both ways, and there are many arguments against or for this approach. It's just another possibility. And of course, again, this is not very flexible, so you cannot expect that you can freely, create new process instructions and then magically they will really find their ways in the system if you don't develop these new process instructions in that MII system newly. So they have to have a sort of a receiving element, and it has to be created newly if you create whole new instructions there. That's of course the disadvantage here. Okay, so just for a small demo here, I can here, for example, create a certain quantity. And that example is a valuation here inside, so I can create a comment here, do a signature. Sign this to do the posting, and then what happens is that this data is then filled in sort of process message elements in MII, and then they are queued, and then there's a job running which I think every 5 minutes is then creating the process messages on the ERP side. So that's the whole loop which happens here. We also have a jump here to inspection results recording. So if I click on that one here, I see I think it's 5 different inspection characteristics here.
Arne? That is inspection results jumping. That instruction is category 5, right? Usually we have it in PI sheet when you click the buttons going to the inspection results recording. And that the screen right now you are showing, is that the MII screen?
That's an MII screen. Yeah, so also in background, when the order is sent down to MII, on receiving that order, the system automatically goes to the ERP system, checks what are the inspection characteristics, downloads that down to the MII system, then you can enter the data here, and then it's also put in a sort of a queue, so like process messages, but only for this inspection results. And then they are also buffered and then posted with a BAPI to ERP.
I have one more question. When you record the inspection result, if you want to take the value from the catalog available in the SAP, so is it not possible to get the values in MII, right?
It is. I mean, this hold on. I need to put something here. This list here has been taken from ERP also.
Oh, okay. It's taken from ERP and stored it in the MII local database?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But again, also here there's not 100% flexibility. So this is just created like the case that the partner has worked on here, and I'm not very capable in the QM area, but I believe there are certainly other things that wouldn't work here. But it's really meant as a template. So whenever a customer is interested in such a solution, it will be a project with maybe one of our partners or other system integrators to set such a system up.
Okay. If you want to capture the SAP table value and the frequent interval, we need to use the RFC to store it in a local database in MII, right?
Mm. Yes.
Okay.
Mm. Okay. So that's basically what I wanted to show here. You see now that's in process here, and probably let's have a look.
Arne, this package will not come under the standard MII, right? This is
no. MII in general is up until now is just a toolbox. We deliver certain templates on the SDN, and also this will be posted on the SDN very soon. So it's a matter of days, I think, only, with documentation and install guide and all these things, with the project and also database content. And I will also make a blog post on that.
Yeah, what I heard is that within MII there are, let's say, many partners which already developed the Wayne Dispense solution with MII.
Yes, there are. I know of at least one, which is called System Services, a German partner in Karlsruhe, and they did a pretty nice implementation there.
I've seen that from System Services.
And there are also lots of other composites of other partners for different areas, like OEE calculation or pardon?
I think Medler Toledo was talking about integration with MII.
Oh, were they?
During the meeting, during the workshop in January in Bensheim, but I do not know if they have one, but they took part in the meeting.
Interesting, yeah. So, just to close the loop here, you see the process messages, yeah? You see the consumption, that was at 400 kg that I entered just before. Yeah, so. Okay, nice piece of work, and I also, this is not the standard menu screen, so I adjusted the style so that it looks like our NetWeaver business client type of thing here, and also the style of all these applications. Okay, so that was this one here, and
Anna?
yes.
So, do I understand it correct that this solution will be posted on SDN in very near future?
Yes.
With all these shift supervision operations and so on?
Yes.
Cool.
With documentation.
Great.
And all
Thank
this.
you.
So it's a step forward in when you compare it with the old templates, I would say, because it's they were pretty basic a lot of times, and this is more more comprehensive.
Arne?
Yes.
Arne? This is Raghu. And if you buy this package, we need to use the same process instruction category in SAP. So the same instruction category is hard-coded in the program inside the MII package.
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, you don't have to buy it; it's for free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But of course, you might need to include some of those partners as well to create to make an implementation at another customer or so, or get the knowledge if you you want from this package. But it's basically it's all there. It's well documented, but of course there's a certain limit where we didn't go further in terms of documentation. So.
But you're supposed to buy MII.
Yeah, sure, of course. You need to have an MII system. That's correct.
Which is not included in that.
That's not included.
Oh, sorry. I have another question, Anna.
Yes.
It's Alex. It's regarding. So when I saw this, the old-fashioned style process messages and process instructions. If we have an if we have an XStep environment set up, so this I understand this solution wouldn't work, or are there any?
Actually, I'm thinking about trying to, because you can set up XSteps, with manually entering the process instructions, and also there, let's have a look here in. This category here you can fill with this instruction category that is required, and I think I'm pretty much sure that this category doesn't have to exist at all. It's just a text field, but it's taken then from the PI/PCS as this field to fill this field of the category.
Yeah.
So you can sort of fake it, and of course then you can create your categories and duplicate all this setup here.
That would be great.
But I'm not entirely sure about it. Maybe there are some things, hidden traps that I didn't get so far, but I tend to try it at least.
Arne?
Yes.
I tested it. That's working. Yeah, you can put the processes and category in XStep, and the same categories carry over to the PI/PCS interface to the MII.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks for your input. Great. Okay. So